I'd seen that the KFC guitar was up for sale, and even though I suspected it would be pretty comfortably out of my price range, which it was, I emailed them anyway, and a few weeks later, I wasn't expecting it, but they emailed saying, hey, we've got this Les Paul that we're looking to sell as well. The initial asking price was, again, too much for me, but I said, look, here's my best offer. I'm sure you'll get a better offer, but if not, then let me know. And they accepted it, which was great. I had offered, I'd say, a modest premium above what one of the Buckethead signature Les Pauls is going for on the second-hand market today. Obviously, with the kind of provenance of it coming from Buckethead, I was quite happy to pay for that premium, and the fact that it's going to the artist is a real success story as well. When I received the guitar, I'd had very little information other than a couple of sort of dubious digital camera photos from the folks at Bucketheadpikes. And the first thing I noticed when I opened the box was I'd assumed it would be in a hard case, but actually it was just in a gig bag. It was super well packed though, with double cardboard boxes and bubble wrap, so no issues there. When I unzipped the case for the first time and I started to see the amount of grime and dents on this thing, I was delighted, because straight away that told me this is a guitar that's seen some real action. It's really been played heavily. It's not a spare that never came out of its box and lived in the cupboard somewhere. It's this is a guitar with a real story to tell. In terms of playability, it was really playable straight out of the box. There was a little bit of fret buzz, which I've been able to resolve just with a quick tweak of the truss rod. There's a little bit something strange going on the nut with an extra little slot that the G string is going through, which I don't know if that's deliberate or a mistake in the manufacturing process. It seems too much to be sort of wear and tear. Guitar sounds absolutely great. It's really comfortable to play. I've never had a guitar with a scale length like this before, so I wondered if my hands were going to be too small, but actually it makes it really nice and comfy to play. The pickups are great. Both clean and distorted sounds are really solid. The lead notes really sing out. If you're playing a solo, every note really sings, unlike many other guitars that I've played. The serial number is really hard to read, but we're fairly sure it's May 2009, which is a few months before the Buckethead signature Les Paul actually came out as a production model. And it also has a difference to the production model, which is that they were shipped with a red pickup selector switch tip, and this has got a white, which again you can see in a lot of videos. So hypothesis at the moment is that perhaps this was a pre-production model or proof that was given to him before they rolled out the final production run. But luckily, online and with the good folks at NatterNet, we've been able to find some examples of photos and videos of Buckethead playing it Certainly in 2012, you can see videos where, you know, there's this sort of marking here, the same bits of grime on the up here by the kill switch and down here around the kill switch and the pickup selector. So there's no doubt that this is certainly the one that's getting featured on some videos. The service from Bucketheadpikes was really good. I was super happy with it. There was a lot of emails back and forth, very prompt replying, getting things organized. They were super helpful, coordinating on delivery with me to make sure that I would be home when it arrived. They were shipping internationally, so I did ask if it would be possible to get a photo with the guitar, with Buckethead with it. They said they would try, but it wasn't very likely. I'm guessing it's stored somewhere separate to where he lives, so, you know, fair enough. So I've been a guitar player since the mid to late 90s when I was a teenager, and I got into Buckethead I think around towards the end of the 90s when he was doing some collaborations with Primus, who I was a big fan of at the time, and still am today. So back then I had albums like Praxis Transmutation, Giant Robot, Monsters and Robots, Colma, and I think maybe Somewhere of the Slaughterhouse was one of the early ones that I got as well. And just the whole sound of that and what Buckethead was doing on the guitar was a real revelation to me and inspired me in my own playing and creativity. I want to thank the team at NatterNet for everything they do for the Buckethead fan community. It's a really great resource. And, you know, there's so much information out there to find with Buckethead. It's great to have one place where there's so much of it together and, you know, solving a few mysteries at the same time. And they've been super enthusiastic when I reached out about having got this guitar, and they've been really helpful in looking through, you know, photos and videos and finding some of the legacy of this instrument. Thanks to Buckethead for all the music and for, you know, all the joy that he's brought me and so many other fans over the years. I hope you're well and healthy, Buckethead, and would love to see you in the UK sometime.